Hello traders, and welcome back to Trading with Bill, Forex and Options, October 14th, 2015. Traders, great to be with you on a Wednesday, hump day, middle of our trading week. Lots going on today. Had some data come out of the UK, and it was bad data, by the way. That's not a good thing. So, had a little jimbling and jumbling on the pound dollar. So we're now back below 53. Just a little bit of news there for you. That just came out about 15 minutes ago. So we're about 95 minutes into the London market as I do this recording. All right, let's get going. We've got a bunch of Forex charts to look at, a couple of options charts to look at. Nothing new really big in options, but we're just watching a lot of things to show you some really cool stuff with Ikimuku. So we'll talk about that in just a minute. Let me introduce myself too. My name is William Gilday, and yes, they do call me Bill. And I started trading in 2006, and in 2008 I retired as a firefighter paramedic out of the great state of Florida. 9 days later, came to Thailand for a 3-month holiday to celebrate. Well, it's 8 years later. I'm still in Thailand. Love the time zone. It's great for trading. I can basically trade all 3 trading sessions. Only about 3 hours into New York, and full day, and really enjoying it. Life's good, you know. Trading Forex and options is exciting. It makes you think a little bit, and I'm not sitting at the pool all day, just half the day. Well, what are you gonna do? I'm in paradise. Have to go to the pool once in a while. All right. So my way I look at the markets is one you have to look at. I'm a technical trader, so I look at charts, candlestick patterns, price action, which is so important. History of that currency pair or that option, and you know, I use Fibonacci a lot. Support and resistance, of course, is very important, and then fundamentals. You know, I don't trade the numbers, and but I trade maybe 45 minutes to an hour after the numbers come out. So I do pay for a news feed. It's called Trade the News. You can check them out at tradethenews.com. And no, I don't get paid for telling you that. But it's very important part of my trading, and I've been with them since 2007, 2008. I started with Trade the News, and they're very quick with their reports, and they're 24/7, 7 days a week, all year. So it's quite nice. All right, that's a little bit about me. Let's get this risk disclaimer out of the way and get this on the move here. Forex and options trading has a large potential rewards, but also a large potential of risk. You must be aware of the risks and be willing to accept them in order to invest in the Forex and options market. Please do not trade with money you cannot afford to lose. Please don't be trading your rent money or your car payment or anything like that. This should be spare money that you have to start your trading career off with. Always remember that past performance of any trading system or methodology is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, helping losing traders become winning traders, including myself. Let's move along. Let's take a look at the euro. This is a 4-hour chart, and this is pretty interesting how we've got this, you know, this euro for a couple of days here, almost 4 days here, looks like. You know, that we've been in this sideways price action, and you know, we have this channel, so it's bouncing around in here, and now this is a lot of pips, folks. But the key to this is the 1400 area, and that's what I wanted to bring to your attention. If you look right to the right of the chart, you'll see in the blue it says 1405. Well, this went up to like 1428 or 29 or 30, somewhere in there, and then came right back down again. And now we're back down inside this range here that we're playing in, and we haven't broken out to either side on the channel. And this is, you know, this is pretty active channel on the lower side. It's about a 6-touch channel line here, so it's pretty accurate. We have a resistance line. This teal line up above here is a resistance line that's put in by an indicator, and you know, it didn't even get up to it, and it's already come back into the channel. So that's what's going on with that. As far as the euro dollar goes, I'm waiting for it to, you know, I'm still bearish in the euro dollar. You know, I'm not convinced that this is bullish yet, and it might go to 1450, and I think that's going to be about it. But, you know, if it hits 1500, I'd be surprised, and it's going to dump like a rock. They're not doing anything in the Eurozone. You know, we keep getting bad numbers, and, you know, the quantitative easing is going to continue. And this weekend they have, well, starting tomorrow, I think they have 3 days of a summit talking about reforms and stuff. So, just keep that all in mind as you do your trading. But, stay with your trends, stay with how you're trading, and just watch your support and resistance areas and price action. Price action rules. Why? Because it's current and it's right now. It's not 3 days ago, right? We need that data from 3 days ago, but we want to keep current on what's going on right now. So I'm still bearish. I'm not in any live trades at the moment on Forex. I have my one trade in the triple Qs on options, but nothing in Forex. So we're waiting patiently, hopefully today. All right, let's go over and take a look. This is the New Zealand. Now, I got out of this yesterday, and I remember I said I might have regretted it. I got out of it on the second blue candle here. I was short, folks, from here. It was, this red candle here. I was short from this on a 4-hour chart. I took this next candle here, and I was short all this. I got out here on this second blue candle from this support line. The second blue candle I got out yesterday. Nope, that's not right. I got out on this candle. Sorry about that. This blue candle here, I got out on. And it ended up coming back down. Now it's pulled back up again. So, I didn't mean to confuse you there. We have 3 reds down, breaks the channel line, and then we have 2 blues up on that blue candle, the second one. That's where I got out at. And I was in the trade from this blue candle, red candle here. So I got out, made some pips, and that was it. But my goal was to get all the way back down to 6,500. That's what I want to get back to. So the dollar's weak. This is just taken off, right? This is a 4-hour candle. This thing's just taken off. Dollar's weak, and we're heading back up. So interested to see if we end up back in this channel, and if we end up back up close to 68. Don't think we'll get to 68, but I do think we can possibly break this channel again. We haven't hit the 68 level yet, so we'll see. But I'm still bearish in the New Zealand dollar, surprisingly. This has not given us a change of trend, and I'm still bearish, and I'm looking for the opportunity to take this to the downside. Now, we are on a 4-hour chart, so let's go down to our RSI on the bottom of the chart here, which is the first indicator you see, and you can see that this indicator is bullish, right? This is to the upside. It hasn't passed the 70 line, hasn't gotten into the overbought area, and I'm waiting for this to give me a call down to the downside and break to the down below the 70 line, and we'll short it again. But I don't have a signal to enter this trade as of yet on the 4-hour chart. Okay, let's take a look. I brought in the dollar CAD just because of the price of oil is back at, I think it was 46.50 today. So this is a 1-hour chart on the CAD, and this is all has to do with fundamentals. This is all about oil, folks. Okay, so what's happening here is oil's inching its way back up again, so the CAD's becoming strong. So you can see that it's come through the cloud. Now this was a small cloud, right? So this is support. So there's a good chance this is going to break out of this area here and continue to the downside, depending if oil continues to the upside. If oil does not continue to the upside and goes lower, this is going to turn around and go back up again, right? So this is not about the dollar. This is about oil. When you look at the dollar CAD, you got to think about oil. This is all about oil. You just want to see what current oil is at, and you have a good idea what's going on with that. However, I don't trade this a lot, but everybody says oil is going to go down, and I'm probably one of the few that think that oil is going back up to $55 or $60 a barrel by the end of the year. That's what I see happening. I don't know. We'll see. If they start cutting production and all that stuff, and it's inevitable that price is going to end up going back up. So we'll see what happens. All right, let's move on over to the pound dollar. This pound dollar, pretty interesting. This is now come all the way back down below 5,300. This slide was taken before the news came out. So we're back below 5,300 here. Actually, we're below this 200 exponential moving average the last time I looked. I don't know if it's pulled back up above it. So we're back below that. And that was due to bad numbers coming out of the pound at like 20 minutes ago. So, I'm bearish in the pound dollar, as you all know. And, now we're just going to watch this. It might come up to the 76% fib, 53.50, and then we'll take it down to the downside. Or it's already to the downside. So you know, shorting it at the 200 is not a bad idea, right? If this stays below that and continues to the downside, not a bad short. So this slide's a little bit misleading because we are below 53 from the data. All right, let's look at some Forex charts. Yeah, the markets and all the markets that I look at, the Euro markets, the US markets, and the Asian markets, all in the red when I got up bright and early in the morning, Thailand time, for to take a look at the markets. And, you know, amazingly, you know, just really to the downside, right? Everything was to the downside. You know, look at this. We're 3 days on the spiders, right? Which is a representation of the S&P 500. And we have 3 dojis, right? We closed 3 dojis in the U.S. markets and on the spiders. And if you look at the market DNA, we're to the downside. The stochastics is bright red to the downside. You know, so like there's no reason to buy here. Remember, this magenta line is the 200 exponential moving average. Okay, so we don't really want to do much here. I'm in a hold mode, and we're on Wednesday, so I really don't want to enter into trade here. We're going to see what happens at the end of the week. However, if you look at our parabolic ZARs, these are these little dots on the bottom of the chart here. What do we got? 3, 4, 5 parabolic ZARs to the upside, and we have a 50 EMA. This red line's a 50 EMA. So we'll see if this is going to bounce off this today or what's going to happen. But now we're wedged between a 50 EMA and a 200 exponential moving average. You know, not a real good area to be taking any kind of vertical spreads here. We haven't talked about iron condors, but this might be an iron condor later on into next week. But I'm not going to touch this on a Wednesday, right? Too late in the week to deal with that. Okay, let's take a look at the IWM, which is it's the ETF for the Russell 2000. And look at this, folks. We talked about this. Comes into the cloud, right? Look at this. 2 dojis inside the cloud, was above the 50 EMA. Look at this. Got a, on the personal pivot's got a down arrow to take this to the downside. This really looks sweet to take a nice trade here. If this closes Wednesday, New York time, closes in the New York session. Because I'm 11 hours ahead, so it gets a little confusing sometimes. But if Wednesday, New York closed, and we're below this cloud, this would be a nice sell here. And market DNA in Stokes stays down, even though Stokes looks like it's running out of room on its cycle here. So we'll see how this reacts. Yeah, looks interesting. Market DNA, though, is the main turkey to watch on this one. Also, take a look at the weekly. Weekly inched up into the cloud. Remember, we talked about this last week, this big green candle hitting into the cloud. What was going to happen this week? Well, wow, did we get our answer or what? Right? Boom, we had a red candle now into the 3rd day, after 2 days of the week, and we have red, and we're outside the cloud again. So we're heading to the downside. So this is the weekly chart. So, yeah, I would, you know, I wouldn't be buying this, that's for sure. So I'd be looking for, I would definitely be looking for a bull call credit spread, and, you know, like maybe a 116, oh wow, nah, maybe a 112, you know, and as long as price stays below the 116, 117, or 118, that'd be good. So maybe a 118. I'd have to see what a 20 delta comes out on that. Now, if I do that, I'll show you exactly what I'm doing before we do it, as I always do. No secrets held here. I'll tell you what I'm doing. So this is pretty interesting how Ikimoku is really giving us some really good clues here. Simple reading. It looks congested. The charts look full, which I don't like. But remember, anything you need to know is the most important one, and that is the cloud. That is the #1 issue you need to learn about Ikimoku, is the cloud. Wow, we're 14 minutes already. Okay, let's take a look at Apple. The reason I put Apple up is, one, I want you to look at the weekly chart. We're in the cloud, and we got a red candle here. However, I did read from investing.com on Twitter today that they just lost a patent lawsuit, and they're like 556 million, I think they have to pay, or something like that. I have to read more into the story, but they just lost in court this patent suit that they had. It's going to cost them a lot of money. It's 400 and something million, I think, which is quite a hunk. So we'll have to read more into that, and I'm kind of curious to see what price action we get after the close in New York today. Notice that prices.
15 hours.
Notice price has stayed below the 50 exponential moving average. Also stayed below the A-span on the cloud. So we'll see what happens here. We don't have anything up top here as parabolic ZARs. Well, the parabolic ZARs are on the bottom here, saying it's going to continue to the upside. It did touch the 50, and now it's come back down. So we'll see how this is. We do have a personal pivot from Friday going for the upside. So it did go to the upside, but now we're going to see what happens here. This 50 is holding, so we'll have to watch. Look at your market DNA, and probably the biggest thing to watch is the stochastics. As this changed direction in the middle of the cycle, right? When I talk about a cycle, I'm talking about high to low. So in the middle of the cycle, it's changed. Now we're on our third change here, so we've got to keep an eye on this. That shows strength, by the way. That shows strength. All right, traders, I want to thank you very much for joining me. Not too bad today, only 17 minutes. You can always visit me at tradingwithbill.com. You can leave your comments, you can notify me, and you can follow me on Twitter at WKG1960. Remember, we're here helping losing traders become winning traders as a group. All of us together, we can help those traders become profitable. All right, traders, have a great trading day, and we'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Take care, traders. Have a great day. See you next time. Beautiful, beautiful day, by the way, in Thailand. I have to just throw that in there. Absolutely gorgeous. Take care. See you next time. Bye-bye.